Hello everyone. My project for today is to remove the rest of this old deck on the back of my house. So the plan is, well, I'll start out at the beginning. So over here where all the dirt is at, there used to be a deck that ran along that. You can see the outline on the house where it was painted, so there were steps right there, and then it leveled out, deck across to the corner. Well, all of that lower deck, it wasn't really properly built, and it was just falling apart. And we've had an idea for a while to tear out all of the old decking and make one deck across the back of the house that's all this level, and then extend the roof out over the top of it and make a nice covered deck, possibly screen it in, but at the very least have a nice covered area and something that we could really enjoy. We just really didn't get a lot of use out of this lower deck. It was always really shaded. There was a tree actually that was growing up right there, right up against it, and I took that tree out and ground the stump down. And so what I want to do now is get a bobcat and come in, and I'm going to do some dirt work here, just kind of smooth and level everything out. Just kind of make it a gradual taper down to this level where my concrete pad is at. I'm going to put gravel on all of that, and then underneath the deck, once it's built, I'll have an area to stage some of my equipment and keep it out of the rain, keep it out of the weather. So that's kind of the plan, the gist of what we want to do. So what I need to do today is go ahead and finish taking the rest of this deck out. It's, again, like the rest of the deck, it's very poorly built. It's over 30 years old and wasn't really put together very well in the first place. The lumber that they used really wasn't big enough. Just a lot of issues. But anyways, it's time for it to come down. And now I'm going to keep, for now at least, we're going to keep the staircase going down. There's another little deck over here. I'll show you that. And it's all wet because I've got the sprinkler on. But anyway, there's a little deck right here, and then the stairs go up, and then they go up to this deck. So what I'm going to do is leave that staircase, because as we start building, it'll be nice to have that staircase there. I'm eventually probably going to take it out and take that other part of the deck out as well and just rebuild everything. But for right now, I'm going to leave those two posts and the plate that the staircase is attached to and the railing on the stairs. I'm just going to leave that, but the rest of this deck is coming out. And then as soon as that's out, I'm going to do my dirt work. And the reason I'm taking that out first is because these posts right here, I don't want to be trying to work around those doing dirt work. So if I get those posts out of the way, then all of this will be easier to work on, and I can get the rest of this knocked out, and then we can just start right in on building the new deck. And obviously we're going to build it much beefier. We're not going to be using 4x4 posts. We're going to be using 6x6. Some good solid treated lumber. Nice heavy construction. I want to make a nice heavy-duty deck that we can really enjoy and spend a lot of family time on. So anyway, that's the plan, guys. I'm going to set the camera up and start tearing this thing apart. I'm basically just going to reverse engineer it. I'm going to tear it down the opposite of what it was put together. So we'll start by taking off the handrails, take off the decking, and then we'll start breaking the frame down, and I'll get it on video for you guys. Now we have a door that walks out to nothing, at least for right now. But now I can kind of see what I have. So like I said, I left the 2 posts and part of the frame that the staircase is attached to, because I do want to leave that there for now. And then of course I'll get rid of those posts and rework the frame for the new deck. But that's how you, or one way anyway, to tear off an old deck. Not a whole lot to it, just basically like I said, you take it off in the reverse of how you would build it. So we took the railing off, and then we took the deck off, and then the cross members, and then once the cross members were off, the frame and the posts. So it really wasn't too big of a deal. The posts weren't set in the ground, which was actually a little bit of a surprise to me. I thought they were, but they weren't. That's where one was setting, and there is concrete under it. There's a little bit of concrete, and it was just setting right on that. Same over here. And the bottom of the posts, actually, they weren't rotten or anything. I guess because they were close enough to the ground level that they weren't setting down in the dirt or anything like that. So the only issue I have with that type of design is it's not quite as solid, because then all of your solidity and stability is based on how well it's attached to the house. And you couldn't see it from my perspective, but the deck was actually pulled away from the house on this end about 2 inches, and on this end it was still attached, but barely. And it was all nailed together, which is another thing that I do differently when I build, especially with a deck. It takes a little longer, but I use all Torx. I don't use nails, because nails work loose, and again, it takes away from the stability and the rigidity of the deck. So when I do my posts, they'll be set in the ground in concrete, but not all the way to the bottom. What I usually do is I dig my hole, or auger in this case, the hole, put some gravel in the bottom, set the post, and then I put a little bit more gravel in, and then a little bit of concrete just for the solidity. But I'll leave the bottom of the post where it can still drain water off, and not just sit there soaking up moisture and rotting off. Had good luck with that design. So anyway, there we go, guys. That's probably enough of me rambling, and time to go get rid of the old decking. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.